Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Prince Miller Entertainment TV. Subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. Prince Miller Entertainment, Prince Miller Entertainment. We are available on our Twitter handle at @PMillerENT, and we're now available on our Facebook group, which is Prince Miller Entertainment TV. So look for it on your Facebook and join the family. So today is the 30th of March 2021. So latest year regarding to the issue which is making headlines on social media, and it is trending actually at the moment, and inyaya corruption. At the same time, inyaya involves former president Robert Mugabe's daughter, and it's BONA. Then cabinet minister Ignatius Chombo reportedly facilitated a deal whereby the daughter of the late former president Robert Mugabe, Miss BONA Nyepudzai Mutsauni. Okay, so Simba hanzi Simba chikora anonzi Mutsauni ndo zita ra Simba. That pamwe Simba anonzi Simba chikora anonzi Simba Mutsauni. Okay, and the husband Mr. Simba Rashe Mutsauni bought 20 hectares of Helensville land zoned for recreation of a partly $2,300, producing Harare City Council of millions of dollars and flying the face of town planning regulations. So that's the land which in question. I did a video here some few days ago in Chiti. Mashani it actually cost $30 million to appear to construct a boys. So now the question now pop in a land you what I wanna say. Remember on that article it was written that lendi wakapo na president Robert Mugabe wakapa lendi, but it seems like pakazi tukama investigations akazitonzi piece of lendi wakaiwana say, and these guys are going to wakabhadala iwo $2,300 for 20 acres. And the city council reportedly was paid $2,300, but the market price of 20 hectares of land in Helensville ranges from $4.5 million to $7.2 million. Self Properties, a real estate agent, last week was selling a half hectare stand in Helensville for $180,000, which translates to $7.2 million for 20 hectares, while Kenyan Properties was selling 0.4 hectare in the same area for $90,000, which translates to $4.5 billion for 20 hectares. While Helensville was part of the huge Borodo estate staked out by 3 officers of Cecil Road's occupation column and so was developed privately. Town planning law insists that private landowners developing a new suburb must hand over for free around 20% for education, recreational or other public uses. While development of Helensville started before the end of the 1960s, when the Harare City Council absorbed its outer ring of suburbs, the City Council would have inherited ownership of the public use slice of Helensville at that time. The basic allegations compared by city investigators are that Chombo, when he was local government minister, had the land rezoned to private use so it could be sold, then arranged it to be sold for a mere $2,300 for a company called Chodak Investment Private Limited, which was fronted by 2 senior ministry officials, but which is a vehicle owned by Mr. and Mrs. Mutsauni. In fact, the rezoning was still in progress when the sale went through 3 days before the redesignation was finalized. The redesignation had to be approved by the local government minister, but that was Chombo. A land audit report compared by Harare City Council's Special Investigation Committee, chaired by Councillor Worship Dumba, accused Chombo of allocating himself stand number 61 Helensville, measuring 20 hectares for $2,300, but investigations by the Herald found that the property is owned by Chodak Investments, with the 2 directors listed in the company's registered office being Miss BONA and Miss Simbarashe Mutsauni, also known as Chikore. The Special Investigation Committee reported the way the stand was purchased. The land was sold to Minister Chombo without following town planning procedure whereby charge of land use was approved on March 28, 2008. He had already bought the stand on March 25, 2008. Reads part of the report. While Chombo's name does not appear on the Chodak Investments CR14 form, his close ally, Mr. Nelson Mandu, who was a deputy director in the Ministry of Local, Rural and Urban Development, was one of the founding directors, along with Ms. Natsai Jaiwa, who was a principal administration officer in the same ministry during Chombo's tenure. However, according to the company's official documents, Mr. Mandu and Mr. Jaiwa resigned as directors on the same day, which was on the 11th of November 2015, leaving Mr. and Ms. Mutsauni Chikore as directors. Mr. Mutsauni refused to comment on the issue, referring all questions to his lawyer, Mr. Jonathan Samkange of Venturas and Samkange legal practitioners. We don't comment on such issues. That's what you want. We don't care, he said. Mr. Samkange responded as follows: we do not know anything about that property. We also do not know anything about that company, Chodak Investment, said Mr. Samkange. According to the special report covering land transaction carried out between October 2004 and December, Chombo also stands accused of violating the city's policy on multiple property ownership, as well as pressing council officials to apply to him for a change of land use and then press them to sell the land to him. The report said, to contrary to the council's policy that an individual must not get more than one residential property from the council, the minister acquired vast tracts of public-owned land within Greater Harare and registered them in companies associated with him. A private person can buy as many private-owned stands as they like, but for many decades the council has had a policy of only selling council residential stands to those who own no other city housing, or in later years to those moving up market and willing to sell the down market stand. It remains disturbing to note that the minister, Chombo, would identify pieces of land in the city, influence council officials to apply to him, Chombo, for change of land use, and then sit over the same applications and approve the changes. He would then write to council officials asking to buy the same stands and obviously get them. Land reserved for recreational activities would end up having title deeds in his company's name. A case in point is stand number 61, Lensview, Harare, measuring almost 20 hectares. According to the advice of payment, the minister paid $2,300 for this stand. That is the report. According to the special report, the investigation carried out proved beyond doubt that Chombo abused his powers in many instances by verbally giving instructions on council on land issues. So guys, I could go on and on about this whole issue here. Inyaya Chombo, him being the mastermind behind Nyayama Stands Marara. I mean, the man is a land baron, aka land baron Chombo, because the man owns half of Harare. I mean, for real. Come on guys. Munu, he was the minister for 15 years at the Minister of Saka, just imagine, for 15 years at the Minister of Local Government, Anamo Virambo shift to say he was the mastermind behind this whole issue. So some of these cases are in court. Let's hope they will find him guilty of these charges. Don't tell me kuti panya it's going to Chombo is a para pashokana one anonza and moso ramana. For real, they need to fake these investigations. Akia Chombo, the council deserves to get their land back. SMA stand akatora Chombo ngango torwa isa dzokere ku city of Harare chit, because akawatora zvisiri pamutemo. Guys, let's talk in the comment section. This is our daily news on breaking news inya ye area inemba ya BONA MUGABE na Simba Chikore. Actually they are Mutsauni andika, and that land irikunzi Chombo ndo yakata kuti vakwanza kuona land iyo 20 hectares ipamusoro pegomo, and that land was used for recreational activities andika, and vakatenga ne $2,300. Then you compare some of the properties are in that area with Antamari. It's a lot of money. I know in Zimbabwe land inotengeswa nema prices pamusoro so utoti kana even ku America kwacho atifunga kuti mastend anobodura like that. I mean, for real, in Zimbabwe they overprice the land. I don't know chi, then ona kuti mastend acho ari kutaura acho ma prices acho ari kutaura. I mean, 0.5 hectare in that area you could have almost like $90,000. I mean, that money in South Africa you can actually buy a nice house in SA, but in Zimbabwe unotenga it stand ndipanosha uzoti shuvo umbofamba sei $90,000 is a lot of money in rands. undotenga imba mu South Africa, but in Zimbabwe you can only buy a half a hectare of land in Borodale. What's so special about Borodale? I mean, for real, some of the prices in land in Zimbabwe are too much, So guys, let's talk in the comment section. This is Prince Miller Entertainment TV, daily news on breaking news. I got to know any update regarding to this whole issue and any trend that people are talking it on social media, saying, you know what, now you guys are now exposing them because they are no longer part of the power circle. Of course, and no politics yacho. Obaidi kustara makore yacho ya power kapoa that land in $2.3 US. So ndopano soneweka kuti kana usina power in politics, you become a useless and becoming a punch bag. People will be punching you. Just retake at the moment. Guys, let's talk in the comment section. Daily news on breaking news. Prince Miller Entertainment TV. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell and not miss any of our videos. We upload each and every day. Why are they being overpriced? I mean, for real, mustard not do that. And not many of us can actually afford those things. Just imagine to TJs, can you afford $90,000 US for a 0.5 hectare in Borodale? Thank you very much for listening and watching. Bless up.